You know, I've been thinking about cars, particularly about Mercedes-Benz. This is not a Mercedes-Benz, by the way. Mercedes-Benz used to be a great manufacturer of cars. They were well made, strong as a tank, simple design, and although they cost a lot to buy, they were reliable and would last forever. Then they started adding a lot of layers of complexity, making it more mechanically complicated. And then loads of electronics that could fail. Then things got even worse by their having the cars made somewhere other than at Mercedes in Germany. And then the reliable German quality was no longer there. As soon as they started making Mercedes-Benz cars in the US, not knocking the US, but they started having all kinds of problems that they never saw before, like wiring harness failures. Even though the drivetrains and engines were still made in Germany, they still made good engines. Your mechanic will tell you. Those cars today have as many as 100 computer sensors. And with a little age, they break down. As they age, they become a money pit. They cost a lot of money to repair. Ask your mechanic. Now, it struck me that karate training used to be like Mercedes. Simple, robust, and reliable. It was designed by the people who used it. As soon as it became structured, it had to have a ranking system. Originally there were 5 black belt degrees, but then it was increased to 10 after a lot of people had gone through the original 5 degrees. And the knowledge required material that could be followed by lots of people, a curriculum, and then the curriculum had to be bigger. People studying it would run out of content or get bored. So they added more techniques. Some of them were difficult, and others, in my opinion, are downright risky. They added kata from more sources. One style I know has 40 kata to learn. And all styles attached a proficiency level to them. You learn this one is a brown belt, but this other one is a black belt kata, except in this other style where it's the opposite. Originally, a teacher taught the kata that contained the skills that he thought a particular student needed to learn. There was no specific order. In fact, in my system, I was never taught 2 of the kata by my old style teacher because he said I didn't need them. And then the modernized karate moved from Okinawa to Japan. And like Mercedes-Benz, karate started to be made elsewhere. After a while, the original people who were trying to produce quality were gone. The old Mercedes was hard to attain, but cheap to maintain. Today's karate is easy to attain, but expensive to maintain. You keep going and going and going and paying with more and more layers of complexity all the time. Some of you in this field may have noticed that over time, trends work their way into your training. For example, back when the TV show Kung Fu was on the air, Chinese techniques started creeping into karate schools. Today, it's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. People are spending half their time on the floor grappling because that's the new craze, and it's a skill that they have to put back into their karate where it was removed years ago. Then there are people like me who follow old-style karate who think they're immune to this trendy stuff. But those people are increasingly using very complicated flow drills to train with a partner, memorizing a dozen or more moves at a time and struggling to make it feel natural. If you're my age, you remember when teenagers spent a lot of time in the garage learning to work on cars. Today's computerized cars are so complicated, you can't fix them yourself. And teenagers aren't even getting a driver's license anyway. So small wonder my former garage is now my dojo. This is where we practice the very simple but effective movements from original karate that comprise the Common Sense Self-Defense video course. Strategic, natural movements are easy to master and they are reliable. Most karate today is complicated, and like modern cars, modern karate is hard to work on yourself. And in an emergency, it breaks down.